Hi, this is a video about the Harbor Freight 5-drawer service cart. There's already quite a few videos out here on YouTube about this cart, and I think there's some chatter on the tech forums and stuff about it. And I think the reason for that is because it's just an awesome value. It's really amazing. It is a tough cart, really heavy duty, has the same feel as a lot of my Mac and Snap-on stuff, and I'm really blown away. A lot of the toolboxes that were aimed to look more like the Snap-on and Mac stuff in the past have really, it's just been all aesthetic and stuff hasn't been very good, but this thing is really awesome. But the reason why I'm making my video about this cart is not to really do a review on it, but as you might already notice, I actually modified my cart pretty significantly, I guess, to accommodate what I wanted. Now, even though these are advertised as a service cart, in my mind they're just a rolling toolbox, with a void in the bottom, because they come with a big lid on them in the front, and the top is all sealed up storage and lockable. It's actually for storage, not for a work surface. When I think of a service cart or a brake cart, I think of the cart you pull around with you from wheel to wheel or whatever whenever you're doing brakes on a lift. At least that's how it was when I was in the dealer, but it looks like the industry's kind of shifted towards these more portable toolbox, roll-away chests. But I still wanted a cart, and so when I bought this, I kind of figured I might be modifying it to make it more into what my idea of an actual service cart was, which would have a work surface top. And that's what I did. So let me tell you what I did. I actually cut the front out of it right here. So this normally, is front. There's the piece I cut out. I just used a 4.5-inch angle grinder and cut it out of there. Now, a couple of things about this. One, I did obviously use a fence. I used a piece of just angle iron to create a fence so I could keep my line nice and straight with that angle grinder. And also, this tray is weight bearing. Not only do the ball bearing slides for the drawers below bolt into a piece of metal that's fastened to this, but also any weight you put in the top is going to push down on it. So you don't want to cut it off flush. You want to leave at least like a 1/2-inch flange to help keep the strength in there to hold up to what you need. So that's what I did. I got about a 1/2-inch flange there, and then what I just used some rubber edging from McMaster Carr. You can get it, in all different configurations and types, but I had a bunch of it laying around from other projects. So I just glued that onto that lip there, that raw lip, with 3M weather strip adhesive, and it works out perfect. And that's also what I did back here. Back here is the actual little flange where the lid, which is over there, used to rivet to it. So there's all these pop rivets back here that rivet the lid on, and I just drilled those pop rivets out to remove the lid, and just put the same rubber edging on the back so if it hit anything it wouldn't scratch it, also with 3M weather strip adhesive. So there's the old lid, there's the front of the box. That's the big change I made. But I also did the same thing on the lower tray. Again, I love having the 3 high sides in the back and sides so that my stuff doesn't fall out the other side of the cart. But in the front here, whenever the side comes up this high, it kind of limits how big of stuff you can fit through there, and it makes it harder to get stuff in and out. So I cut this down to about a 1/2-inch flange, and then also put that same rubber edging on there, and it's plenty sturdy. I mean, it's tough. So that worked out real good. Now up here, I had already, because this is weight bearing, when I cut this, I was concerned that I might have a little problem with strength and this side being flimsy because I took so much out of it right here. As it turns out, that's not a problem at all, and I'm not worried about it. I think it's great. But my other idea was, if I needed to add more strength, I was just going to get a piece of 3/8 by 3/8 square solid rod and tap it for a 440 fastener and put it in there. And as I ended up not having to do it. Also, when I took the lid out, I also took the locking system out of it. I don't need locks. You know, I'm not gonna store tools in here permanently and I'm in a situation where I don't need keyed lockable storage in a service cart. So I just took it out. And what that does is it gets rid of these big lock mechanisms back here, so I've got all this flat surface. And the cool thing about this cart is you can do that if you don't need keyed lockable storage, because the drawers have these drawer locks on them. So when you're just rolling your cart around, your drawers aren't going to open. And that's really cool too. Again, another really cool feature. Also, by taking the top off, as you can see, it's got the side storage for your screwdrivers, long screwdrivers, and pry bars. And my pry bars, as you can tell, wouldn't fit under the lid. These are long handled pry bars. You know, snap-on striking pry bars are a little longer, I guess, and so they wouldn't have fit anyway. So by having the lid off, my pry bars fit just fine. And then, you know, I got blow nozzles and other long screwdrivers. Another really good thing about this cart, first of all, it is legitimately heavy duty. All the rave reviews that I've read about it, I consider to be completely on point. This thing is really nice, and when you consider that I got it with the coupon for $169, I'm just blown away and super excited about how nice it is for the money. The next thing too is it actually matches my Mac box really good. The paint matches, and you know, it's got the chrome handle drawer pulls on it, and you know, they almost kind of look like a matched pair with the big Mac over there. So that's kind of sweet as well. It rolls really nice. It's pretty light. It rolls, you know, just like a good service cart should roll. Really, Harbor Freight advertises it as being 14 gauge, and while I haven't gotten out a caliper and measured that or anything, I would say it's definitely heavier duty than anything I have ever seen in this price point before. It really, I mean, for $169, this thing just totally embarrasses any Craftsman box I've ever seen, and it's right up there with Matco, Mac, and Snap-on. Dare I say that? I mean, that's terrible, I know, but hey, you know, these guys have obviously been doing their homework, and I'm thoroughly impressed with it. So anyway, if you are like me and don't necessarily want the top to be for storage, but rather to be like a work surface, like a traditional service cart or brake cart, that's one way you can modify this to do it. And I'm super glad I did, because now I got exactly what I want. So there you go. Hope this helps.